Hello, how you guys doing? Welcome back to my channel. So today we have a little different video. We're going to be talking about aggregated function, right? What they are, how to use them, and how to face challenges when using them. So to start off, if you guys do know, function and generals are basically a code or something that's pre-existing into a programming that when you put some data or some statement into it, for example, like this one right here, it's going to give you an output, right? So to start off, SQL has many aggregated function, right? Again, function are basically something that takes an input and then you receive and then it give you an output, right? So in SQL, you're going to be working with five main aggregated function, and it's going to be the count, sum, average, minimum, and maximum, right? There are many more, like mode, standard deviation, variance, percentile, right? These are more closely related with data scientists, and but just so you're aware that there are more than just these main ones right here. But just know that these main ones are very. It's very important that you know how to use these to move on with your in your SQL journey, right? So count, right? This count aggregated function, it basically just count many rows slash values in your table, right? It's basically just count one, two, count the rows, right? Just that's all it does. Sum, pretty self-explanatory. Total of numeric values, right? For example, if you have this column right here, watch minute, you just take the sum of all this, right? And average, same thing. Average, right, of this whole column. Take the average of this, and then minimum will take the minimum value of the lowest value, and the maximum take the largest value, right? And that's basically it, right? These are the five main ones you gotta learn in SQL, and you master these, you can really start moving on to these ones and get more advanced, right? But one thing you have to realize when you're using aggregated function, majority of the time you're going to be using the group by clause, right? And this basically, I made a video, my last video actually, I made a video about the group by clause. So if you want to get more into depth of utilizing the group by clause, you can check out that video out. But in essence, the goodbye clause defines which rows are aggregated together, right? Let's say you have you aggregated by this column, by the watchman column, and then you also have the genres column in your select statement, select clause. Then you have to group by the genres, right? So you can get each genres. I'm gonna do a quick little example to show you guys using this data right real quick, so I can show exactly what I'm talking about. And also, one thing you have to realize is while using the aggregated function, the having, right? The having clause. Most of you guys are familiar with the where clause where it filters, right? It filters data whenever you're trying to find something in your data set. Right? Typically the where clause is used before the aggregate function, right? And after, let's say after you aggregate something and you still want to filter, you can use the having, right? Because the where clause will not work after you put the group by, right? And you also can use distinct, right? You can use distinct in your aggregate function, right? But mainly I use distinct to find duplicates, right? If you want to check out all the duplicates, you can use distinct, just like this example right here in your aggregate function. All right, so let's show you how this works real quick, right? So let's run this table. Select all from streaming, right? This is the basic data set, basic table. Just basically show the event ID, event date, user ID, username, country, right? So and so, watch minute, genres of streaming services, right? Let's say you want to use aggregated function, right? So let's do select. Let's start from. So streaming, from streaming, right? Hold on. We're going to select genres, right? And we're going to take the average watch minute, watch minutes, right? I'm going to give it an alias, average watch. That works. So I'm gonna do something real quick. Let's run this. Let's see what it gives us, right? So when we run this, we're gonna get an error. And this is the error right here. column streaming.genre is invalid in the select list because it is not contained in either an aggregated function or the group by clause, right? This is basically saying that you didn't use the group by clause that defines which rows are aggregated together, right? You did not use a group by clause to basically get the specific rows or consolidate the rows and genres to get the average watch minute. That's all this basically error said. And I can tell you right now, you're going to get this error a lot when you get more into complicated queries in your SQL journey, right? So let's use the group by genre, right? And let's see the result. And voila, see? So right now you get every single genres, right? Every single genre and every single genre's average watch minute for the genres, right? Hopefully that makes sense. But you basically get the average watch minute for every single genres, right? And you can do this for the minimum if you want to get the minimum, the lowest watch minutes per genre, right? Right here, right? You want to get the maximum, right? Maximum, right here. So it's very easy to understand, very simple, right? Again, the biggest thing issues you are going to run is not using the goodbye clause because sometimes I'll be typing queries where I'll use an aggregated function. I'll put many columns, right? Let's say, and I'll show you real quick, but I'll put many columns where I wouldn't even group by them at all, right? And I'll get that error. But I'll show you another example real quick. Let's select the main table. Let's say if we want, right, which device. So genres, device, right? And then we also need to group by the other column that we inputted, right? So we're gonna group by device. So what it did is for every device, right? Mobile, tablet, TV, web, and all the genres for those devices, I got all of them. And I also got the maximum watch times for the mobile with those genres, for the tablet with those genres, and I got the max watch time, right? So whenever you're using the aggregated function, you want to make sure you aggregate it or you group by um, every single column that also stated in the select clause. All right, I mean that's really it. It's pretty simple. If you guys do have any questions, please let me know down the comment below, and I'll give you a heads up or I'll reach out to you with any answers. All right, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and have a good day. Thank you.